It's not often that you hear drama from the ASMR community, the people that try to put you to sleep. But when it does happen, shit blows up fast. And recently there's been this huge drama within the ASMR community with one of its most beloved creators on the site. So, to introduce you to this drama, I need to first introduce you to this content creator named Ephemeral Rift. Now, Ephemeral Rift is a dinosaur. He's been with the ASMR community since the very beginning, all the way back to like 10 years ago. And to be honest, he was one of my favorite content creators growing up. I used to watch him all the time for my ASMR content. Now I watch getting murdered roleplay ASMR videos, so that's a glow up, baby. But Ephemeral Rift is a lot of people's favorite content creator, specifically for ASMR. He has so many different characters, so many unique video ideas that really make him stand out from the rest out there. He posted pretty frequently, and he's a very interesting guy to listen to. Well, he used to be. To kind of sum up the whole idea of who Ephemeral Rift was, you could kind of compare him to an uncle figure. A nice uncle at that, not the drunk racist uncle that many of us have out there. Not yet, at least. Now, let's go back to a couple months ago where I think this whole situation started. Now, Ephemeral Rift posted this video called "What I Will and Won't Miss When I'm Dead and Gone." Now, at the time, viewers weren't really concerned about this video and its titles and its content because Ephemeral Rift is known for posting very obscure and abstract content, so this really wasn't out of the ordinary for him. This is kind of just like a run-of-the-mill everyday thing. But then a couple of weeks passed, and there wasn't a single peep from him. Not a video, not a community post, anywhere. On any social media, it was just radio silence. And then another couple of weeks passed, and still absolutely nothing from him. And at this point, people started to get concerned. You could see comments on his videos talking about how concerned they were, hoping he was alright, all that sort of stuff. And it was strange because he normally posts pretty frequently, and posting a video called "What I Will and Won't Miss When I'm Dead and Gone" and then disappearing for a few weeks is a little concerning. I can see that from their perspective easily. But then all of a sudden, Ephemeral Rift comes back and posts a video called "What I Do and Don't Miss While I'm Alive and Here." And then all seemed right in the world again. Until recently. Now you're all caught up on the lore of who Ephemeral Rift is, what he does, who he is, all that good stuff. Let's jump into what the fuck happened recently. Now, like I said earlier, Ephemeral Rift is known as a nice uncle character, but recently, he's been more making a switch over to the drunk racist uncle type beat. Feast your eyes on this wild take here. Now, I'm not gonna try and read this out because I will get fucking blasted. But over the next couple of days, he makes a lot of tweets with this word in or around it in some way or form. Now, this is very different from what he normally posts on his Twitter. His posts on Twitter are normally just philosophical, thinking about the world, you know, that kind of thing. It's not whatever the hell this is. This went on for a couple days, and then he took a little break for a while. And then he came back a few more days, and he's starting to post more controversial shit. He's talking about downplaying wars, downplaying Hitler's genocide, which is just terrible, obviously. And people were starting to get really pissed off about this. And to be honest, initially, I wanted to become parasocial as fuck and try and figure out why he was feeling this way or why there was such a violent change in his character. And initially, I thought that it was a mental breakdown of sorts, you know, because I'm a psychoanalyst and I am totally registered to do that and make that type of assumption. Actually, I totally am. I have a Twitter account. Fuck you. But then I went through Ephemeral Rift's Twitter and I noticed something. This is just who he is. You see, if you go back to his tweets in the summer, you'll see a group of posts right here talking about the word retard. And over the course of the next 7 days, every single post that he makes involves that word in one way or another. It's a very, very similar situation to what has happened recently, just with a different word, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So ultimately, I think giving him the scapegoat of a mental breakdown probably isn't the right thing. I'm gonna take a wild guess all the way out from left field and say he's doing it for attention. The way he's responding to comments on his social medias, on his Twitter, on his YouTube even, from people wishing him well, and, you know, he's trying to kind of just laughing it off and making fun of the whole situation really tells me that he's doing it for attention. But it is hard to say. Again, I might think that I can psychoanalyze somebody, but in reality, I have no fucking clue what they're thinking or why they're doing things. This is just a hunch from my perspective. And I'm curious to see what you guys think as well, if you're interested in the situation like I am. Now, just before I started recording this, we got a nice little update on the situation. So, Ephemeral Rift just posted this video called The Power of Words, an Apology and Explanation. It's 40 minutes long. The apology is 5 minutes, and then the rest of the video is there's 35 minutes of him trying to justify what he said, which is kind of ass backwards if you ask me, but nonetheless, I'm not really sure what you guys think of apologies personally, but I find them very ingenuine for the most part. I think you can apologize for doing something terrible after an action, like say when Logan Paul showed that dead body, or PewDiePie said the N-word, or even when Sniper Wolf went to Jack's Film's house. I think you can apologize for shit like that and have a chance to be genuine, because that has more potential to be a slip-up. Whereas if you're apologizing for 14 fucking posts over the course of 2 weeks on your Twitter, that's just who you are, man. It's not a slip-up. You didn't slip up 14 times. When you're apologizing for a series of tweets over the course of a couple weeks, you can kind of think why it's not genuine. I mean, you're apologizing for being yourself. You don't really mean your apology, or you don't feel remorse or anything like that. And to be honest, why would you? That's just how you think. But anyway, this is off topic kind of, but apologies don't feel genuine to me. That could just be my idiot small brain. I don't know, man. But this whole situation was in very poor taste, and I know a lot of people in the ASMR community are super pissed about this whole situation. They're definitely thinking different of Ephemeral Rift now, and I understand why they're so frustrated, because Ephemeral Rift, like I said, was a very big part of the ASMR community. He still is, because thousands of people don't watch his Twitter or anything like that. But it is frustrating to see someone you look up to do shit like this. But at this point, there's not much we can do. This is just the reality of life, fellas. Unfortunately, I know it's very, very sad, makes a grown man cry at night. But what do you think of the whole situation? Passing on the question to you.